So welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to dive into the topic of, is strength important in BJJ, and 4 movement patterns that will help you improve it. So we all heard of this either from internet or from somebody at our gym telling us you don't have to strength train for jiu-jitsu. You don't have to be strong for jiu-jitsu. If your technique is good enough, you're going to win every roll. You're going to win every match, every fight. If you're not good enough, it's because your technique is not sharp enough. Well, that's completely false. And no, I'm not saying that technique is not important, but think about it this way. If you're fighting against somebody who has the same technique level as you, but outlifts you in every single movement pattern, has a better gas tank, has more explosiveness, how the hell are you supposed to beat him? Now do this test. Go around your gym and check who's got injured the less often in the last years. Most of the time, it's going to be the person who's been strength training for a long time, for a while, who takes care of their body. The reason why, it creates quality tissue. We call this body armor. And by putting this body armor on our body, it's not our joints that's taking all the brunt of the impact when we're doing the sport. It's not our spine. It's not our neck. It's not our elbows. Most of the injuries that you see, like a tennis elbow, golf elbow, a herniated disc, injured knees, injured hips, often, for sure, we're doing a combat sport, so there's always going to be a risk factor that happens. But most of the time in training, it's because your structure is not solid enough to take the impact, to take the brunt of the force. So not only is training and getting stronger on the mat going to make you better for applying submissions, having better pressure, having a better gas tank, it also makes you more bulletproof for your career. You're going to be able to train more often. You're going to be on the mats longer. You're not going to be as prone to injury. You're going to be able to have a better ceiling of performance in your jiu-jitsu. Because think about it this way, you can have all the technique in the world, but if you can never train because you're always broken, that technique ain't worth nothing. And look, I get it. Jiu-jitsu was a sport that was created for the weak to fight against the strong. And it used to work. You didn't have to be strong because nobody knew what jiu-jitsu was. But now people know what the hell the sport is. So if you're fighting against somebody who knows the sport, but is strong as fuck, you're not going to do nothing if you're weak. There's no more Gracies doing what they used to do in the UFC. When one jiu-jitsu player that's still in the UFC that is weak, name me one high-level jiu-jitsu player that you see at ADCC level, CJI level, even the IBJJF level, that's weak. There ain't none. There might be a couple that I don't know. Put in the comments if there is. But the vast majority are strong as hell now. That truth is, everyone knows the techniques now, which is normal because the sport is becoming more competitive. It makes more years it's been out. It's getting more popularized. People are watching instructionals. People watch YouTube. People watch UFC, BJJ, ADCC. They see all the techniques. Compared to Olympic wrestling, it's been out. It exists, it makes it thousands and thousands of years. Everybody knows the techniques. But the people that perform them at a tighter technique level with higher levels of peak strength, higher levels of explosiveness are the ones that are dominating. So what would be the main movement patterns that you have to strengthen to perform better in BJJ? Now, while it's awesome to have jacked ass biceps, that's not gonna necessarily help you in your jiu-jitsu game, although it is fun to have some beautiful peaks. So what would be the movement patterns that you should work on for BJJ? The 4 movement patterns I find are the most important for BJJ, and this is not in order of importance. Movement pattern number 1, pulling. Now, when I'm talking about pulling, we'll keep it simple. A variation of a row. It could be a barbell row, it could be a chest supported row, cable row, it could be a towel row, T-bar row, you name it. A row. Or a vertical pull. So it could be a pull-up. It could be a chin-up. It could be neutral grip pull-up. Anything that's vertical, lat pull down. Now, we can integrate rep schemes, we can integrate all the tempos and that, but the basic, the essential, a pull movement. So a row, okay, or a form of pull up or lat pull down. And how does this help us on the mats? Well, quite simple. You'll be able to keep your connection to your opponent a lot more secure. You'll be able to choke them out. You're gonna be able to hold your positions, have tighter collar ties, have a better grip on the gi when you're pulling on them. When you get the back, you have your seat belt, you're gonna be way tighter. You're gonna have better endurance, less lactate. The second movement pattern is going to be the hinge. It's gonna help build the posterior chain. Super important. First of all, the movements. It could be deadlift, trap bar deadlift, hip thrust, glute bridge, banded pull-throughs, cleans, Kettlebell swings, all these fall in that category. What does this do for our jiu-jitsu? Well, quite simple. First of all, it gives us a beautiful butt. Second of all, when they're going for a takedown on you, you're gonna be way harder to finish a takedown on when you sprawl out. You're gonna have more tight pressure because you're gonna be able to really dig those hips in. And when you get him out, when you put the hips in that mofo, he's gonna feel it. It's also gonna help your knees because the posterior chain is one of the things that we're lacking, most of us as athletes, as causing us knee pain. Movement pattern number 3, and it's quite simple. The king of all exercises is going to be the squat pattern. Now, if you're like me and you're banged up as hell in the neck, you might want not to put a bar in your neck. You might want to do something like a Zercher squat. You might want to do something like a belt squat, a split squat. They all work. If you're nice and fresh and you have no problems, back squat, front squat, all variations of squat, goblet squat. Squatting is going to help us in a couple ways in jiu-jitsu. It's going to help us have more explosive takedowns. It's going to help us have better guard play. It's going to help us have better knee health. It's going to help us have overall more athleticism. The pattern that a lot of people neglect is rotational. So when I'm talking about rotational, we're talking about med ball side toss. We're talking about landmine twist. We're talking about Russian twist. Pallof presses, which is anti-rotation, but it still falls in the same category. Super important, okay? And what this is gonna do for our jiu-jitsu, let's say somebody's grabbing me with the gi and he's trying to rotate and it's a judo player. I'm gonna be able to counter these levels of force a lot more easy if my rotational strength is on point, sorry. If you are on the ground and you're trying to do a sweep, think about it. Let's say I'm in side control and I get my frames in and I'm trying to push them out. You need rotational strength. So it's really important, so don't neglect it. So build up these 4 patterns to get strong in them. Now, what does getting strong mean? It doesn't mean that you have to lift 500 pounds on the bench, you have to squat 800, that you have to deadlift a fucking house, okay? What it means is that you have to get strong for jiu-jitsu. You gotta get strong versus how strong you were when you started, okay? Always leave a bit in the tank. You're not training to failure, you're training for your jiu-jitsu. It's supposed to complement your sport. It's not supposed to take away from it. So getting strong is a vast term, but the easiest way to put it is get strong enough for your sport and just put the time in these patterns and your sport performance is gonna go way up. So to put into simple terms, the technique is gonna get you into the positions that you're looking to get to. So let's say I hit a nice butterfly sweep and I managed to get a mount. I managed to get there with the technique, the timing. Now I get my mount, I got heavy hips from doing all this glute work, from doing all my hip hinges. I got strong pulling strength, so I managed to isolate the arm. I grab the lat, I pin him down, I keep him close. That's where the strength work comes in. For sure, as I said before, technique is always king, but strength is key. If you want your level to go up on the mat, if you want to have more longevity, if you just want to have more fun, work on your strength, work on the 4 patterns I talked about in here. So, thanks for listening. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.